Good evening. This is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous, stepping into your life just to give you some tools and techniques to help you as you go through the very difficult journey of facing or going through or after divorce, all of that. So I welcome you here today. I know that this topic that we're going to cover today is very difficult. I do not present myself as an expert on this topic. I have had far too many run ins with it, but I do want to address it somewhat and be a resource that could be of help to you as you are possibly getting a divorce or considering divorce from an abusive spouse. So before we jump into content, I do want to state that January 23rd, a new group begins. You can contact me for a registration form. That is going to be 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and you'll need to adjust if you are any other time. I've had the privilege of working with people from many different spaces and places that are not even on in the United States. So wherever you are, if you have internet connection, you have the possibility of joining us. So let me know if you are interested. I will send you a registration form and we can begin the healing process. So, okay, we're going to talk tonight about how do I proceed if I'm in an abusive relationship and I want to get a divorce. So this is a topic, again, I'm not the expert on, but I do want to begin to give you some thoughts, some options. I've been doing this work for 18 years, so far too many times I have run in and worked with and coached some folks who have come from abusive relationships. But there is so much to know, and that's why I want to give the disclaimer that I'm not the expert on this. However, I've run into it and I've dealt with it an incredible amount. So I want to address it. I want to give you hope. And first of all, I want you to know that you have options. So you may feel that I'm stuck in this relationship. It's abusive. There's so much control. I don't see a way out. It's complicated. I have small children and I don't know how to get out of this. Therefore, I'm stuck in this relationship. That is not true, and I want to give you hope about that. There are places in which you can contact. I know here in Grand Rapids, there's a place called Safe Haven. There are other places, the YWCA, and probably in your area, there are areas that, if need be, that you needed physical shelter to go to, that it would be a possibility and be open to you. So you have options, and I want you to know that. And I don't want you to feel hopeless at all because there are options, but you do need to have a safety plan. This is not something that you're just going to decide and pick up and leave. You are going to need to strategically make a plan for your safety, to leave the house, to express when you are going to divorce. And please know that the most dangerous time for someone in an abusive relationship is when they leave the home or they leave the abusive relationship. So it is very important that you have a safety plan. There are places called, and I meant to put this up here, Call to Peace Ministries, which is a ministry that actually has a number of advocates that will help you have a safety plan, have an exit strategy. So there are people and advocates that can help you through this. So again, I want you to know that it is not helpless. There is and there can be help in this situation. Have a safety plan, have an exit strategy. This is not, again, something that you're going to suddenly say, I'm leaving, me and the kids are out. You need to put a lot of thought into this, and you need to have someone who's going to walk alongside of you, an advocate, someone who's going to help you as you go through this very, very difficult situation. So you're going to need, what are you going to need? You're going to need extra care. Okay, as you go through this, you have a lot to deal with. You have the legal world to deal with, you have the emotional world to deal with, you have the additional trauma of coming from an abusive relationship. So this is multi-layered. And so it again needing to have that strategy, but also to realize that you're going to need some help. And I always say to everyone, don't go through this alone, especially to you if you are in an abusive relationship. And I'm speaking primarily to women, but not always. I have worked with many men in the past 18 years who are coming out of an abusive relationship. So, this is true for all of you that we need to have a safety plan. We need to have an exit strategy. We also need to have courage with caution. It is going to take great courage for you to step out of this relationship. Again, that's why you need those advocates and those people alongside of you. You need to believe that you are more created for more and deserving more than a relationship that is abusive to you. You are made in the image of God, a precious creation of God, you and your children. So when I say courage with caution, it is first taking a step of realizing I am worthy of a life that is safe and that has peace and that doesn't have to be paranoid or always looking over my shoulder or tiptoeing through my life because of an abusive relationship. So have courage with caution as you step out. I want you to know that God sees you in your situation. And many people say, well, God, why would God put me into this? Why am I into this? You're into this because of choice. Your abuser's choice, your choice to enter into this relationship. And I'm not blaming you for that. Many people go into a relationship and they don't see the abusive tendencies that rear their ugly head in the relationship. But God gave us choice, and your abuser is making the choice to abuse you. And it is never, ever warranted or justified. So please know that God sees you. He sees the choices that are being made. He also is allowing you a way out. As you maybe listen to this broadcast or this live tonight, maybe you've never thought that you had a way out, that you were stuck, or you think God has totally forgotten me. He doesn't see me. Well, I want you to know that He does see you. The scriptures say that over and over again, and many passages talk about God's disgust for oppression and coercion and abuse. So God sees you. And just a couple of verses to hopefully encourage you. Psalm 34:18, the Lord is near to the brokenhearted, and He saves the crushed in spirit. He is near you as you go through this. You must open your eyes to see the ways in which God is going to allow you to step out of this relationship. Again, I have worked with so many people who felt they were in such hopeless and helpless situations. And yet they entered into my group. They heard other stories of people that were living similarities, found out that they were in abusive relationships, found out that there were ways out of that relationship, that there are protections within the law for you. There are organizations and churches who will help you get through this situation. So please know that the Lord is near you as you go through this situation. Woe to those who scheme iniquity, who work out evil on their beds. And this is God's warning to those who are doing evil against you. Now, I know that many of you are very broken down if you're in this type of relationship, but I want to speak to you also a little bit about revenge and how tempting it is to get revenge to those who have hurt you profoundly. The scriptures say to leave revenge in the hands of God because he will repay. For you, your focus needs to be is how can I get safe? How can I create an exit plan, a safety plan to remove myself from this situation, to remove my children from this situation so we can be safe? Focus on that. Because once we get you out of that situation, then there's a lot of healing that needs to begin. And that healing can take place with therapists, with healthy churches and pastors who are going to help you through that, lay ministers who are going to help you through that, therapist support groups. I, as a divorce coach and a mental health coach, can help you through that as well, or direct you to resources of people who specialize in this. So wherever you are right now, whatever dark situation you find yourself in, I want you to know that God sees you. There are many people who want to help you, to guide you, to get you out of this situation. So if I can be of help, connect with me. Let's have a free consultation, and I will guide you to people who are going to be of help to you. Again, that ministry that I mentioned is Called to Peace Ministries. You can have a free consult with them. You can talk with them with intentions of creating an exit strategy. You're not alone. You are not unseen. You are seen. You are known by a God who loves you and wants better for you. God bless you as you go through this very difficult but not impossible journey. This is Kathy Beatty, walking with you every step of the way through the trauma of divorce. Have a good evening. Good night.